Did I tell you about the phone call I got the other day from someone? I did, didn't I? At dinner? With someone calling me on at work, just a random work call.
Yes.
And then after probably a good 12 minutes...
Thought they were talking to Google.
Yeah, I had to just be that... Like, I don't mean to be rude, mate, but who do you think you're talking to?
This seems like a problem that's outside of my control.
And that's all right. You don't need to apologise for dropping all those words to me and telling me I have no idea what I'm talking about. Because if we're talking about someone who doesn't know what they're talking about...
There's two possibilities and I'm not one of them.
I do not work for Google. Never have. All right, we ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Are you doing the intro?
Nah.
Well, maybe I don't have anything prepared. Maybe you should just do it.
So you haven't written a rap this week?
No, I haven't.
Disappointing.
I was thinking of doing it in liturgical dance.
Perfect.
I was going to wait over there.
We've got to up the viewership.
Up the view. It's quite rich. All right, I guess we do it and see what happens.
Let's go.
On the other side
I
of this.
trust you. I believe in you.
G'day, folks. Welcome back. Was that all right? That passed the test?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
That was good.
This is Skip the Beat. We're a podcast loosely based on music. And, thanks for coming back again. This has been a month we worked out since we've been?
Yep.
The most inconsistent podcast I think there is out there. There's no set structure at all as to when we're going to record.
Loosely based on music and loosely based on time
recording
frames.
date. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my name is Matt. If you're joining us for the first time, joined every week by the other half of the podcast, Katie.
G'day.
So I saw you the other night, which we'll get into soonish, but how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. That we are just to let everyone know, a bit of a first. I'm solely responsible during the recording of this pod for looking at the ridiculously placed mirror that Matt puts up every week to make sure that we can see the other side of the phones that are recording, because we did have a few issues early on in the pod where the video recording would cut out, and we go through this ridiculous process every week for Matt to get this mirror in the exact right position so that he can see the phones. I can always see them. Must be just this little angle. And so I'm feeling a bit of pressure, if I'm being honest, about this pod record.
Because you've got to just remember just to quickly look over, which I'll probably be doing all pod and not...
Yeah, and you can't see anything. It's going to kill you.
Anyway,
yeah.
I trust you.
You could give a little hoy every so often during the pod to just say, hey, check those.
Mid-conversation.
Yeah.
I don't interrupt you enough.
Yeah, you never get a word
just
in.
Right in the middle of your sentence. Just...
I'll allow it.
We're still on?
Stop it. I can see what apparently are two very small red rectangles through the drip stain on the mirror that's also been there for coming on a year probably.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, that we haven't bothered cleaning.
So Arabella was, probably a year ago, so a year younger.
Yeah.
Just decided to come in and kiss herself in the mirror.
Yeah, some good gear on there. But anyway, I'm good.
Chat.
Yeah, such a good chat. I want to kick off from the top before we talk about too much about how we are. I just had a little tiny bit of feedback. Is that appropriate to do now? Oh, to cut that out. We don't have the
feedback?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was just
I thought
me.
that was like someone done a rap,
it was
like
me.
a backing track from my rap.
Well, speaking of, that is what my feedback is about.
Of course it is.
I did get a message. I don't know if I need to say who the particular Skippy is, but the direct quote is, well, I have to because the person's name is in the direct quote. It's from Skippy Annie, and we know that Annie loves everything that you do. So
well, obviously not.
You rarely miss a beat with Annie, but the direct quote from Annie is, to starting the pod with a rap, Annie says no. Well, but the word rap was in inverted commas. So
it's a double-handed blow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a double-fisted knockdown there that you've got.
Well, Annie, I can only apologise.
Yeah. So it's really great that you didn't do that again today. And to be fair, it's probably why it's taken me a month to come back to record. It was a little bit of a recovery process required.
One and done.
Yeah. But yeah, aside from that little bit of feedback, so what's been happening? So I went to the Carnival of Flowers in Toowoomba, and one of the most amazing things, so I go every year to the Carnival of Flowers, and normally there's what's called the Food and Wine Festival, which happens over one of the weekends. For our viewers and listeners not in, I guess, southeast Queensland, that's probably the only people, maybe people travel from around Australia, but the Carnival of Flowers is in one of our rural cities, but a big city in Queensland. And it happens every year in spring, and they have the most beautiful flowers everywhere. And there's normally this weekend that's called the Food and Wine Festival, where you go along and all the wineries from the region have all their wines there that you can buy. There's food places everywhere, and there's great musicians on stage. So we've seen the great John Farnham there. He was at Food and Wine one year. Kate Sobrano absolutely killed it last year. So there's some icons, and then there's some younger bands, and it's normally great.
Just a quick note.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Weave, collectively, I've never had the invite. So Katie's talking about Weave.
Yeah, it's a women's only event.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So just clearing that up.
Sorry, when I say we, it's me and my best girlfriends
Yes.
go to this every year, and have been for a long time. Tragically, this year, the Food and Wine Festival was cancelled. So the Carnival of Flowers is still going on, but they've cancelled the Food and Wine Festival. And I'd love to know whether it was a financial decision or whether they just wanted to try something new. I wasn't sure. So we were a bit devastated because it's the highlight of our year. But in the place of that, so it wasn't really to replace it, but they put on a bunch of other events. And the thing that we went to that just I just loved it so much was they had a dog parade. And I was
asked to get up and sing.
I am obsessed with dogs after hating animals for my whole life. It's a new obsession. It was amazing because there was 3 different categories. And so the first parade we watched was the owner lookalike competition. And we thought we were going to be up for, because you know how people traditionally, you look at some people and then you see their dog and you're like, oh yeah,
checks out.
You're twins. We thought we were going to see that. But what it actually was people getting dressed up and then dressing their dog up in a matching outfit. It was sensational. And then they had a tail wagging competition, and then they had a category called Senior Sweethearts, where all these decrepit old dogs sort of paraded across the stage. And yeah, there was one that was 18 years old, and we were like, that well done, standing O for that dog. But anyway, so there was no Food and Wine Fest, there was no music, but there was this dog thing that just made my heart incredibly happy. That's about all I've done of interest in the last month. So that's my time allotment taken.
Apart from the gig we'll talk about
well,
that we went to.
We're outside of music chat. The other thing I did was ride my bike to the Sunshine Coast. So I've been doing a couple of really long bike rides, preparing, because in a month I am cycling to Sydney. So I did a big 135k training ride up to Skippy Annie's house on the Sunshine Coast, and that's the longest ride I've done in a good long while. And so everything's feeling good. Legs are feeling good. Bike's working well. We're on track.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's no pod recording in a month's time?
Well, it's just 2 weeks, so we can schedule around that. Good. And I'm about to be unemployed. It's happening.
Well,
by the next pod record, I probably will be unemployed. Yeah.
Or you'll at least have a job offer.
I may have another job offer. We don't know. We don't know. And we're not sure if we want that or not. Yeah. So, yeah. How about you? You've had a great trip away.
Yeah, I had a good holiday. Didn't go too far, just up the Bruce Highway to Caloundra for 10 nights. Stayed
nice.
right off the beach, Caloundra Beach, the whole new beach that's there now. Like since the Pumicestone Passage break has happened, it's like kind of closed in the original opening. So there's like a whole new surf beach there now. Which
I didn't know. I don't know any of the words that you've just said.
Okay.
Have I missed a little bit of news? Have
you been to the Caloundra? That's great.
No, I don't go to Caloundra when I go to the sunny coast.
Okay.
So.
Do you know it?
I have been to the Caloundra.
So you know
the
where
past.
there's like the Bullcock Beach, like the Calm Beach, and then it like veers around to like Happy Valley. Okay, this is great chat.
It's just you're saying the words. I think I can visualize what you're saying, but I don't know the names of the beaches.
We'll look at it later.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a whole new beach now that was probably 5 years ago. You'd be in the middle of the ocean or in the middle of the passage, deep. Yeah. So and they're doing a lot of dredging and things now to save the Pumicestone Passage because Golden Beach is basically close to a surf beach now instead of a nice calm passage. Yeah, there's been a big break with the big king tides.
When you say being a break, just from weather incidents.
Yeah, right across where Bribey Island runs up the passage.
Yep.
The big passageway is opened up further down. And it's huge now.
How did I not know that this has been going on? Is it like a this year thing or has it been happening for a couple of years?
No, a couple of years. Yeah, they just started dredging though, so we can talk about this later. We don't need to go into dredge chat.
I'm just interested in a big world event that I didn't know about.
Yeah, so
it's maybe not a world event.
It was right down from where we were staying. So, and my kids, thankfully, being the age that they are now, actually were really good with just entertaining themselves and playing with themselves. So, I could actually just get and sit in a chair or lie down on a towel every day on the beach in the sun.
Have a relax.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I trust the lifeguards. That's fine. They can go ready to watch.
You got your floaties on into the surf,
Yeah,
you
off
go.
you go. You'll be fine, Arabella. You'll float back in.
I'll be having a nap if you need me.
Yeah. But one thing that did happen was when we were there, I've only ever seen in the history of my life been at a beach where I've seen lifeguards have to get involved to save someone. I've only ever
this
seen
is
it
a
once.
story you've been saving for me.
And it was... I don't want to talk it up too much. Like, it's not that catastrophic. It was just more so the time it took. So I've only ever seen someone get caught in a rip and like they paddled out, picked him up and dragged him back in. That was years ago.
Yeah.
So this was we set up on the beach.
Rescue.
Yeah, it is.
That person could die without that.
Thankfully, was fine. So this one was we just set up and then we saw this person yelling, and I saw this guy not too far away, trying to drag him out of the ocean. And kind of in the process of me going, what do I do? Do I help? Then this young girl, probably about 12 years old, ran past me and just like screaming like, Dad, that's my dad. That's my dad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? By that stage, there was about 3 other people that had got to help drag this person out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try and get the lifeguard's attention, which by the time I got to the lifeguard, he was already out of his car and there. Sitting, when I say out of the car, sitting on the beach in the car watching.
Yes, yeah.
And so we then got another lifeguard that was out doing some training stuff. The whole beach was like screaming at him to try and get his attention. He came in. We don't know exactly what happened, but I would say that he was surfing and either landed terribly on his neck because he was holding his neck. He couldn't move anything. Or he got hit by something, but I think it was just he must have got toppled by a wave.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got him to just
swimming, like not on a surfboard.
I didn't
surfing,
see him with a surfboard.
Okay,
He had a normal shirt on.
So just in the ocean.
But he was in excruciating pain. Like he was screaming. He said, "I can't move." Like even though they were moving him, so they had to get him out of the water. So they ended up getting him onto the surf lifesaver board,
the spinal board,
just to sit on it.
Yeah.
Still having the tide was coming. It started to come in. So still water just lapping over and everything. But the one lifeguard just brilliant, absolutely brilliant, got him, obviously was sitting up and then just was able to kneel behind him and brace his neck as he was sitting there just to hold it still. Now, he was on the beach until the ambulance got there. They were on the beach for probably an hour and a half. And that lifeguard sat behind him and held his neck the whole time. Like his legs would have just been...
Yeah,
I don't know how he
dead, yeah.
Oh, crazy. And so every now and again there'd be as soon as any movement happened, like just screams of pain.
Wow.
And so we were just like, what on earth?
So he's broken his neck for sure.
Something.
Yeah.
Ambulance eventually got there. The lifeguards went off in the little buggy and brought 2 paramedics down, then another 2 came and another one. There was like 5 there. And they got the
Stretcher?
Well, they went to put him on a stretcher, but then because the tide was coming in, that was like they had all their like equipment there and stuff, which was getting wet, and they were trying to just like drag him further up the beach, but that was very painful. I don't know how many drugs they tried to give him because they cut his shirt off, had the green whistle, and saw them put all the stuff in that preparing that. They did that twice or 3 times, so he had a lot. They were giving him shots.
Yeah.
Of, like I saw the thick white liquid, and so I'm like, well, I think that's morphine. Like you're giving him heavy stuff. Eventually enough that after that, so he waited for an hour and a half for the ambulance. The ambulance were there probably working on him for this is like a morning at the beach. So about 45 minutes they were working on him to just try and get him to a point where they could move him. They eventually got him up on his feet to sit into the
into the stretcher.
Yep. Old mate, straight behind, held his neck for the entire way up. Like we left just as they were leaving as well because it was getting close to middle of the day. And by the time we got back, he was then at the ambulance getting put in and everything. But yeah, it was instant. Like the team that were there just working on this one person.
And so everyone was just playing around them.
Yeah, everything. Once we
but
knew
most people were most people just sitting watching the whole time though,
no, I
or
don't think so. I mean,
people just carried on with their day.
We were fairly close, like probably 5 times the distance you and I are. So like like just outside that, like really close.
Yeah.
And so we just kept watching the kids and whatnot, and just there wasn't much to look at in terms of in that hour and a half because it was literally just holding the guy's neck and just making sure he was okay, and someone giving him sips of water and things. But it was very funny when that lifeguard got called in. I think everyone else in the surf must have thought that was maybe a shark or something like that because just everyone got out of the water.
Mass exodus.
There was like a 10-minute thing when no one was swimming. But yeah, they had to get other people because obviously then someone had to keep watching the actual surf.
Yes.
50 people in the surf.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a interesting. I decided I didn't want to talk it up. It doesn't sound like it was eventful, but it was very eventful because I was just like, I hope this poor guy's okay.
It sounds like a horrific injury.
The drugs that they're pumping him with, and still they can't move him.
Still the pain, yeah.
Absolutely crazy. But obviously they worked out that nothing was obviously vitally broken if they were able to stand him up.
Well, if he could still feel his legs and all of that, but they just need to stabilise the
neck. Yeah, it was obviously terribly.
Wow.
Injured. So yeah, that was an eventful morning at the beach. But apart from that, everything was lovely and
lovely,
and
relaxing holiday.
It was really, really good. Watched the Lions Grand Final.
Yes.
Up there, that happened.
I did too.
Where were you? Did you?
I watched it with Emma
on
the couch, and Charlie had his supporter scarf on.
I did see that photo. So back to back. So anyone who's not local, AFL, the Brisbane Lions won their first premiership last year in almost 20 years. I think it was 20 years actually. 21 years. We won 1, 2, and 3.
Since the three-peat.
Yeah. And we won 2024 after losing 2023 by 4 points or something.
Yeah.
So we made our 3rd grand final in a row, and we won. We beat a team that I thought we wouldn't be able to beat, but we beat the Geelong Cats, and by a lot.
Yeah, very trolloped in the second half.
We did what I thought the Cats might do to us, and that's
same.
Yeah, give them a serving.
Yeah.
So that was great. Asher watched the entire game with me, got right into it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Then the next weekend, which I was back for, 2 other big grand finals in the NRL, which is the National Rugby League. Both Brisbane Broncos women's team and men's team made the grand final, and they both won.
Yeah.
First time a dual male-female team from the same city has won the grand final. And yeah, it's 19 years since the Brisbane Broncos men won the grand final.
Oh, wow.
The women, they won it in 2006. The women have won it before. I think it's only been a couple of years.
Yeah.
But it was good to see them win it again. Watched every second of both those matches as well. Loved it. I just love watching sport.
Yeah.
When it's your own team, it's just
It was
amazing.
good. It was good to be a Queenslander. We all felt very smug, like we had something to do with it. It was great. Yes. We were just a little bit better than the rest of the country for a couple of weeks there. Yeah.
So that's a little bit of sports chat in there.
Yeah.
What's on the board there? You've given me feedback. We've talked about the holiday.
That's my flowers. Yeah.
You've done your flowers. That's basically what we've been up to.
That's us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Music chat.
Music chat. So I did say in the last pod record that I only had 1 gig booked in the near future, and true to my word, I somehow have found myself existing for a full month, and I've only been to one gig. and you were there with
I was
me.
I was
And
with you there.
it was a weeknight situation,
Tuesday night, Brisbane City.
and it was the great Crowded House.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the formerly great Crowded House.
They're still great.
They are still great.
They're allowed to do whatever they want.
yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting gig. We
Bring a very interesting review of this
Yes.
of this night.
We've both
Yeah.
had a couple of days just to sit with it and work out what we saw. So can I paint a very brief picture of what the night was?
I think you should, yeah. Yeah.
So there was no support act. We were questioning whether there'd be a support act, and we found out when we were there. We didn't actually know until it had happened.
Yeah.
Is they came out. There was a little small setup, and we thought,
Little
okay, this is
acoustic
obviously-
setup.
This is obviously what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they played they made some jokes being like, "Hey, we're the support act," and we thought, "Well done, you're just doing it. It's just you all night." They played for 45 minutes. Really, only did one or two what people would know as known bangers.
Did they even do two or only Weather With You at the end?
No, it wasn't Weather With You. It was 4 Seasons in One Day.
Sorry, 4 Seasons in One Day.
I thought that
Just
was
another
Song
weather-related song.
Anyway, one or
Excuse
two.
my confusion.
And then what they did was they said, "Oh, thanks so much. Thank you. That was us. We're the support act. We'll be back soon." And we thought, "Oh, okay, whatever this means." They actually walked off.
Yeah.
And then did a full entire set
Yeah.
change like you would normally do.
Yeah.
And came back on after about a half an hour break.
Yeah, because it was sort of like a small acoustic drum
Yeah,
kit. So
yeah.
they pulled down. They'd had a sort of a backdrop that got ripped away, and they bring out the big risers with all the keyboard set up, all the hand percussion set up, all the drum kit set up.
Yeah, all the electric guitar amps and everything
Yeah,
were there. And
yeah.
it was just a full band set. And they came back and then played probably for an hour 45.
Yeah.
Like a full band set. So
Yeah.
we were like, this is great. We're going to get like 2.5 hours of like solid banger after banger after banger. And don't get me wrong, there was some bangers in there.
They were.
But also it was, I think, the end of the night, like the last 20 minutes of the set just really annoyed me. And I
Same.
felt really, really disappointed that
I felt like they were taking the piss, and
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
they were having a bit of a fun, bit of a jam session, and if this was planned, then I would say, if they planned it all, like it was like, yeah, we're going to do this and this and this, then I would be even more annoyed. But yeah, they kind of got to a point where you know that it's coming to the end of the night. There's probably only 5 songs left or something, and Neil was like, you can't fault him. His voice is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So nothing about their musicianship. They were tight as ever. They were great. But they said, look, we're not doing an encore. We're just going to keep playing. We're like, great. We are going to get like probably a handful of bangers right at the end. There's so many that
At that
haven't played.
point when he said that, there was still like 7 songs we hadn't heard that we're like,
Yes, it's got to happen.
yeah.
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 And it worked out there was, I think, 5 or something in the end that I was like, at least 4 that I was like, I wish they had played that as bangers.
You just wouldn't have gone to a Crowded House show thinking they wouldn't play them.
Exactly.
That was
so
our
songs
surprise.
like Better Be Home Soon.
Better Be Home Soon did not get
Did
played.
not get played. They did not play Weather With You. They were like, I guess we've done our one weather song.
We've done the one weather song. The
So
people don't
Weather
need
With You
to.
did not get played. They didn't play, what's it called? It's Only Natural. Is that what
Yeah.
it's called? It's
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
Natural.
Yeah.
So they didn't play that.
Yeah.
I love, and this again, it's a banger, Pineapple Head.
Yeah.
I love Pineapple Head. Didn't play Pineapple Head.
Yeah.
And there was another one, which has just slipped my mind that they didn't do, which I'm like, guys, come on.
Yeah, I can't remember the names either. We went through them straight after the
We
gig,
did.
and there was like 6 songs we
Not
named after the
girl you
gig.
think you are. They didn't do that either. There's
Yeah.
another one. There's 6. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, was like, come on, guys. The thing that annoyed me is I'm like, I know you can't play everything,
Yeah.
but probably in that what we're calling an encore, when they said, right, we're not doing an encore, we're just going to start and play some songs.
Yeah.
For 15 minutes of that, they did their chocolate cake song.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but they turned it into like a 9-minute extended.
They
jam
turned it
session
into
with
a terrible stand-up comedy routine.
Yeah, it was a bit
sort of. It
like
was
dad
just
humor,
weird.
but bad dad humor.
Yeah, I can get on board with dad humor, but
And trying to like dad humor, but trying to be dad humor is the vibe I got.
yeah.
Where I think myself, I know you did. I could see another couple of people in front of us. So it was kind of just like the vibe was kind of like, come on, guys, like we
Yeah.
want. If this is your encore, like give us what we want. Like you guys
Yeah.
are legends. Give us the legendary finish to this night that we should get. And then they did. From that, they went into like
Within that 15 minutes before unless this was what you're going to
I was
say.
going to say like the yodeling.
Yeah, I was going to say Neil Finn ended up yodeling and doing excerpts from The Sound of Music.
Like yodelay, yodelay, yodelay.
Yeah, it was just...
And I'm like, okay. But looking back on it, it was like that 15 minutes, that's at least 3 absolute bangers that you could have fit in.
On. Yeah.
And then right at the end, like he said, we could tell it was going to be Better Be Home Soon because he turned around and said to the sound people and everything, no, we're going to do this song instead to finish with.
Yeah.
I think I heard him say instead of Better, we're going to do, which I'm assuming Better Be Home Soon. We'll do then. It's going to be the same scene, so all good. And he said to the crowd, should we do Into Temptation? Which, yeah, great song.
Great song.
But we thought, oh, okay, so he's going to do that and then Better Be Home Soon. And after that, it was just like walked off. Gig done. I'm like, no.
Yeah, because he said to the mix engineer on the side of stage, we've never done this one before. So obviously the team didn't know, and they just made this off-cuff
or with
decision.
some of the other musicians that probably haven't been playing with them for long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, come on. Like, this is like, the good bits were great, but there was just, but at the same time, I need to reflect and go, the legends that they are, they're at that point. I guess they can do whatever they want, but I think I'd love to know what because it was sold out, so 3,000 people. I'd love to know what happened last night.
Yeah.
Because they played their second night last night.
Yeah.
Maybe now I can have a look at the set list for both nights and see if there was any differences. But I'm just like, if you guys you guys are like the bee's knees of like, you're one of the best. Like, you're up there. And, you know, I've never seen them live as a full band. I've seen Neil Finn.
Yep.
But it was just a disappointing end to the gig, which brought it down for me because I was like, I really wanted just to hear all those bangers.
Yeah, well, we'd had talked about it before, saying that we were so excited because we love Crowded House. Obviously, that's why we were there. I've seen them a few times before, and I've always loved the performance. So it was particularly disappointing for me because I've been saying to you all week, oh, my God, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to be amazing.
I think, well, as Emma said, I think I was the most activist for it when we were deciding where to go. I was activating, like, let's go, like, is that
let's
the right
do
word?
it.
What's the word? No, campaigning. I was campaigning saying, let's go, like, yes, let's get tickets.
Let's get tickets, let's go.
But look, it was good. I can't say it was bad. I'm just disappointed in the how it
when
ended.
we were talking about it, we were just saying to each other, you know, neither of us had listened to a lot of Crowded House in the weeks before, but we were saying to each other, it's so exciting to just go to something where you know you're just going to know every word to 90% of the music. And I would say that I maybe knew 50%. If that. Like, there was so much music they did that I didn't know. And it begs the question of, if you're a musician, like, it would possibly get exhausted. You know, you do want to play new music, and that's great. But yeah, to me, there was just a few non-negotiables where they missed the mark. Reminded me of the time I went to the Tivoli to see Frente and they didn't play Accidentally Kelly Street. And it just was devastating.
Was this, this might be something for Skippy Annie to confirm. I'm pretty sure I've heard a story from Skippy Annie where she went to John Mayer and they didn't play Daughters.
Didn't play Daughters, yep. I was
Is
at
that true?
gig too.
You were there? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it was
okay.
just after it had won the Grammy for Song of the Year.
Well, let's
and
go
he
to
didn't play
Farnham and he doesn't play You the Voice.
Yeah, it is. There's
Piano Man by Billy. Just
like
all
that.
that, like, do you, like, it's
And particularly, like, it's people, it's that line between, you're right, musicians can do whatever they want, but the end of the show, to me, it seemed somewhat self-indulgent.
Yeah.
And it seemed really tone-deaf for people in a cost of living crisis who've paid $120 a ticket, didn't get to hear some of their biggest songs.
Some of their favourites. Yeah, interesting.
It seems like an obscure kind of privilege to have so many hits that you can not play 4 of them and it's still a great night, because it was still
really good.
It was still really good,
yes.
But we definitely walked away like, what the hell was that last 20 minutes that we just saw? That was sort of how we felt.
Just a dull. So I give it a 7 out of 10.
I probably would too.
And I think
possibly a 6.5.
It's lost at least those 3 points just for the last 20 minutes alone.
Yeah,
because it just was
yeah.
But yeah, look, it was good. I'm glad I saw them.
Six-piece band. Just the band was great. Neil Finn's voice is as good as
flawless.
Any you'll hear.
Their harmonies just in the pocket all night.
3-part harmony.
Apart from when they got
long.
old mate up to sing Parallel Universe. And
someone
threw
from
them.
the crowd. And then, but again, we were, just from a quick note to wrap up on the sound point of view, we had a hand percussionist there that we heard maybe 10% of the time.
Or when the only time we heard him was when he had either a shaker or a tambourine in his hand.
Yeah, so he had bongos, he had like a Congo floor drum, I think, and he had a bunch of other little bits and bobs that he was hitting with things, and I could not hear a bit of it. So that was just another disappointing thing where I'm like, how does that happen? How's someone sitting at a sound desk and that's their whole job? And
How good was our view though?
Primo view.
Absolute primo
Up
view.
on the balcony. I'd never been up on the balcony at Fortitude before.
Love the Fortitude Music Hall. It's my favourite venue in Brisbane to see live music at. It's just superb. Now, I just have a little bit of a this or that to bring into the back of the conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just one question. I just want to know this or that.
Okay.
So you've got to pick one. It's real. You've got to pick one of these.
It's real.
Would you rather listen to Nick Seymour talk about his earwax for 15 minutes a day or chew spearmint gum for 15 minutes a day?
Chew spearmint gum for 15.
Cool. Right.
Easy answer. I do not want to hear Nick Seymour talk about his earwax anymore.
And if you were tossing up, I was going to give you an option or drink a cup of black coffee every day.
No, it would be the gum. It would be the gum.
No,
sure.
okay. Well, Nick Seymour or the black coffee.
Oh gosh. I'd probably have to scull a black coffee. It was gross.
I know. It just kept going on. I'm like, you've spoken about it.
The theme of the gig, he just kept saying gross things about his earwax. It was another thing where I was like,
and then give
a
scientific doctor's. I was like, come on, mate. That's good. You can talk about it.
I just don't think that's landing the way you think it's landing, mate. Not for me anyway.
Well, old mate behind the drums was like, when Dad talks.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Crowded House. That was our gig.
It was. Other big news, which we're not going to talk about too much, but huge news in the music world in the last week. The dropping of the 12th album from the one and only Taylor Swift. Again, just dominating every platform, every news, everything and everything.
And monetizing the absolute...
Selling 9,000 varieties of her vinyl. It just the I don't know, the monolithic...
No one else released anything last week.
Just everyone was like backing out.
There's no way.
Our confession to the Skippies is that for a podcast loosely based on music, in one of the biggest musical events of the last couple of weeks, neither Matt or I have delved deep enough into the album to do a review, to give a review. So we're going to do that next pod, but we both had some initial thoughts.
And quite different.
Yeah, quite different initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Well,
I think yours was a little bit more positive than mine.
I was a lot more positive than yours. Yeah.
I've given it 2 listens.
Yep.
Now, that's 1 was just a listen through. 2 was just in the background as I'm kind of working and stuff, so I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
Do I give my little review or do I wait for the big... Oh, because it could be different. It could be very different.
You can just give it's just like a 20-worder. Just your
20-worder?
Your initial response.
My initial thought was... am I listening to the new album or the old album? It's very the same. Mm-hmm. Is it side 2 of the last album?
Yeah.
It's very simple and, I don't know what words to use. Not cliche, but very simplistic and same.
Same for you was your biggest overview.
There's nothing new and exciting here.
You're right. And my review actually is kind of similar, but not in a negative way. So my initial thoughts were, I can't believe that this woman keeps releasing music that has really similar rhyming patterns and just rhythmic patterns lyrically, and I still love it. I can't believe that I still love it so much.
She's got you.
But, the thing I have deep dive into significantly is all the, a ton of people I follow on Instagram have done their bits and bobs around it. And there's some really angry people out there that are not happy with this album, saying it's really tone deaf. Just this really privileged, really whatever. And I'm like, well, she's a pop star.
I need to look into it because obviously any true-hearted Swiftie is going to love it regardless. Like, they're just going to be like, don't talk to me. You're an idiot if you think this is anything short of an 11.5 out of 10. Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And of course, anyone who doesn't like her is just going to be like, oh, what's this rubbish? Like, and I was like, okay, well, music's subjective, number one. So just pipe down.
Yeah.
Like, people are allowed to love it. People are allowed to not like it.
Yeah.
I want to... Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be interested when I give it a proper listen because I like Taylor. I've never seen her live.
Yeah.
I loved her more country beginnings
and
roots.
the folky stuff.
And I didn't mind folklore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. And again, it's just my opinion when I give it a listen. So what is that between now and the next pod? We're giving it.
I think so. I think we should do a proper review, both of us.
But I want to read some proper reviews of people who are like just review music for what it is.
Yeah.
Like an unbiased opinion.
Yep.
What's their just like
What
right?
their
Well, in
thoughts
my
are.
opinion I guess still it's their opinion. But yeah, it's where it sits, not as an absolute Swiftie and not as a Swiftie hater. Like, where's it sit in terms of that? Like a. Yeah.
So Emma is a hardcore Swiftie. She's in the top whatever percentage of listeners every year on her Spotify Wrapped, and it took her several listens. She didn't rate it at all the first listen through.
But now she loves it.
Now absolutely loves it and digging into the lyrics and stuff. So I'm interested to dig into the lyrics because some of the lyrics I've heard felt like really basic bitch lazy lyrics. And that's the thing that I love about Taylor is I do think she's a wonderful writer. I love her wordplay and I do find her quite clever lyrically. So I'm very interested to dig into that. I remember Midnights, which was a couple of albums ago. I absolutely hated the first time I listened as well, and it's one of my favourites now. So
all right.
So yeah, I know, and I'd have to check in with Carla, who's my other real Swiftie friend. I don't know if she's come around yet. So yeah, there are. It's a bit of a mixed bag in my world.
Skippy Liv, she's a massive Swiftie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm going to love it. I really am because there's a few songs already that I do love, but I just haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to listen to it.
So
now, just as I thought, I didn't write on the board. Just in the terms of releases over the last couple of weeks, there is a local Australian artist from Adelaide who I have been following for a little while. Love all her music. She's called Alexia. She dropped a new single called Punch Drunk Love.
Yep.
And it is a bop and a half.
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
I haven't, but I
great.
have been keeping an eye on her since you threw her name my way a little while ago.
She's really, really good. I would next time she's in Brisbane, I'm going to be definitely checking her out live. Love everything she does.
We just missed her on that Gig Palooza weekend we had, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
I couldn't. There was something on the night of, and she did like a little like side show on the Sunday, which I couldn't get to either. But Saturday night we were somewhere. There was somewhere,
and then the Sunday we were at Jenny Mitchell.
Oh, well, that's
and Dingo.
Well, where were we on the Saturday night?
I had another gig on the Saturday night, and I can't remember what it was.
Was it the Preacher's Night?
Maybe it was. It was a weekend. I had 5 gigs in 4
4
days.
I had a double gig.
Yeah,
because you offered me the tickets. So yes, we were at the Preacher's when Lexi was on. That's why I missed her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're after some Australian music, Alexia, it's Alexsiah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
weird
Punch
spelling.
Drunk Love. It's great. It's bop.
Cool.
Anyway,
awesome. I'll
release.
get into that for
New
sure.
there.
Perfect.
Anything else music chat? I sent you a link yesterday.
Oh, yeah, this was exciting. I got hot off the press. I feel very special. I got a little demo from Alta Falls hit my inbox yesterday.
Very much just the vocals. Vocals aren't finished editing-wise, but recording-wise, all the parts are in.
Yep. So I could get a good idea of it.
Yeah, you heard the song. The structure's there. It's now just getting all the final production.
Yeah.
With the real drums, real guitars.
Yep, and I loved it. I thought, yep, that's Alta Falls. Hits the brief of what you expect from an Alta Falls song. Some nice little synth hooks, some electric piano. Yeah. What do you mean? What did you do? I'm like, did I get the words wrong?
No, I'm trying to think which parts. I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess. Yep.
Yeah. For me, they were. A stretch for Nathaniel on the vocals was my feedback to you. Some notes I don't often hear Nathaniel hit.
Yeah, it's up there for him.
Throughout a song. A big stretch for him vocally. So I'm looking forward to when that all sits in the mix.
Okay.
Another bop.
I think it's the highest harmony I've ever sung, I think, in one of the end of the bridge. It was a really high bit.
Yeah.
Definitely got my falsetto on.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, just the usual 6 different vocal parts, I think.
Yeah.
On top of the main vocal. So yeah, that's back now. We just got to work out, drums and guitar, and then final production. There's a lot of synth. It's all been done by MIDI. We've just got to finalise the actual final sounds of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a few things I'm not happy with, and then getting it mixed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the vocal mix. I couldn't quite hear all the layers and stuff, so yeah.
And then wrote an entire new song. I sat down and got really inspired a couple of weeks ago, and we wrote the quickest. Well, we haven't written a song this quick since probably The Fire, where I got a little demo done here in my studio, sent it to Nathaniel. He's like, "Yep, I love it." I spent an hour and a half at his house Friday a week ago. Walked away with like a melody and a little bit of an idea around what the story would be.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday, sat down and started working on lyrics, and within an hour or so, full song, verses, choruses, bridges, the whole song ready to go.
Yep.
And so I actually started yesterday recording that the little demo because we're 100% confident on the tempo the tempo and the key.
Yeah.
So might as well start getting the actual main vocals down, and
Yeah,
then we'll
beautiful.
build everything else around it. So
So new stuff is coming.
It
Any
is.
AF fans that are also skippies, there is
need to.
stuff in the pipeline.
I'm not releasing 2 singles next year. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be a wall of songs.
Yeah.
No more gigs until that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's AF. We're back into the studio. Very big focus on writing and recording. You've hit the wrong one. From the pouch. That was before I surprised you with the...
That's a big mistake I've just made there that we'll have to edit out.
Well, I can't edit it out. It's just going to be there.
I've hit the wrong one.
We're still recording, by the way.
Haven't checked for 20 minutes, but yes, we are.
Good.
Thank you for checking in. Speaking of writing songs, that's a great little segue into my From the Pouch for tonight, which, again, I'm bringing something from the pouch that we may or may not have already discussed in the pod. My From the Pouch from tonight, it's a nostalgia from the pouch, and it's very much in line with what we were just talking about, with the process that you and Nathaniel have for writing songs. The From the Pouch that I would like to bring tonight is just for us to spend a moment remembering and I'd like to get your feedback because I definitely will have the story wrong, but it's remembering the first song that we ever wrote together.
Yeah, I remember it.
And let me get this right. So From the Pouch, I'm bringing me getting a text message from a 19-year-old, I was going to call you Nathaniel, a 19-year-old Matt, asking if I'd be interested in writing some music with him. From my memory, the very first song we wrote, we met at the church. Am I getting this right or am I not?
No, you're wrong.
Then that's the song I'm thinking. So it was in your living room, was it?
It was in the lounge room. And if you got the right song? I know exactly what it is.
I don't. I've got the wrong song because my From the Pouch is the song
what's
we
your
wrote
song
from
then?
Lost Girl.
No, that wasn't our first song.
What was our first? Okay, so I'm not even bringing From the Pouch tonight. I'm bringing the second song that Matthew and I ever wrote together.
I remember the name Lost Girl. I can't remember how the song... How does
this is all part of my From the Pouch.
Oh, this is good.
It's all part of my From the Pouch.
Okay.
You tell me what the first song was first, though.
Do I play it a little bit? Do I just go over and tinkle?
Or just... Yeah.
I just want to know if as soon as you hear the thing...
If I remember what the song was. Okay.
We've never done this before.
Okay.
So it was a song that went like this. Don't know why, 'cause we laugh till we cry. That was the very first song we wrote.
Don't know why
That was our very first song.
It's a good song.
Great song.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, that was our very first song.
Well, the second song we ever wrote together, because that went so well, we decided to write another song together.
I'm interested in this because I'm going to argue whether it is our second song, but keep going.
Do you think we had a few more sessions together before we met at the church?
Yeah.
Do you remember meeting at the church that afternoon? We never did it, and I don't know why we were there. I don't know why we weren't at your house.
This is vague. Keep going.
I remember sitting. So you will know the song because there's a story behind the song, and I'll give it away by telling you this. The song was I wrote something, and we did it over and over and over again. And at the end of it, you liked it, but you thought I was saying something completely different than what I'm saying. So the song's called...
Oh, yes, I do.
So...
It's fitting for my story at the Sunshine Coast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many layers where this all works.
Great.
So I wrote a song, and it was, in my mind, it was this really personal sort of anthem, and it was called Lost Girl, and it was sort of like,
it is our second song we
You're a
wrote.
lost girl, and it was sort of
See
a bit
you walking
by. And it was sort of all about, like being a bit lost.
You're getting old or on. I tell about Yeah.
So it was called Lost Girl, and we finished, and I'm like, oh, I'm really happy with that lyrically. Like, I think it really nailed what I thought I was nailing. And then Matt, at the very end, he's like, oh, are you saying Lost Girl? I thought you were saying lifeguard.
You're a lifeguard, and I see.
Matt thinks I'm just writing about some guy, some lifeguard walking past that I'm into. And
well, knowing you, mate, when you're at Miami on holidays.
Yeah. So that was what I was drawing from the pouch, and I was so sure that was our first song, but that song went nowhere. So it actually wasn't that good. We did nothing
because
with
our
that
first
song.
one went on and went.
Well, but our first one we actually recorded. At least we never recorded.
We
Lost
never
Girls.
recorded Lost Girl.
No, we never did.
You're a lost girl. I
couldn't
see you
even
walking by. Did I do an A? I think I did an A, didn't I?
I mean, as if I'd know. It was. We never ever recorded it. Ever.
Okay.
So I don't remember how the verses go.
We wouldn't have even done it. You know that time when we were living at the year I got married and we were living in Jill and Dave's house, and you came around and we started to just get a bed of recording down of all our old songs?
I'm certain we didn't. You'd have to check through your stuff.
I don't have that anymore either, so I don't even know where it is.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because there's so many other
bits and pieces we were recording.
Yeah.
I remember recording a lot at Dave and Jill's. Yeah. Anyway, that was our second song, and it's such a funny memory. Just that I thought I'd written this great song, and you thought I'm just talking about some guy, some dude. But yeah, our writing process, like we would get together and we would just always write a song. Sometimes it would take half a day. Sometimes it would take an hour. But I used to just come with a bunch of poetry, and you would normally only have. You'd have a little idea, but then
and sometimes just from scratch, like just try and get something.
Yeah. And some days we didn't come away with anything, but most times we sat down with the intention to write. We would come away with a song. And most of the songs that we ever finished from start to finish recorded and ended up on a project at some point. We haven't written very many songs.
Just only in that very early phase, there was a lot. There's probably 6 or 7 we did, I reckon, that didn't ever get recorded anywhere.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too long until, I guess, the what became the start of Contemplating a Change EP.
Yep.
Because there was some old songs from... No, even before that, because there was all Something Sideways stuff.
Yeah. Most of those, like, when
and
we
stuff with
recorded
Joel
that
as
little
well.
EP.
There was there's a lot of songs we did there, which I don't remember either.
No, I don't remember the really early stuff.
I remember the Letterbox song.
Yeah.
The one I wrote when you went to the... You or Joel went to check the letterbox, and I wrote a song in that time.
In that 5 minutes. Yeah.
But I don't remember much. I remember there was something about a bet driving a car. This is good chat. This is just my memory. I can't remember the car driving one, but I know there was something about car and driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Okay.
Yeah, so I was sure that was the first time we ever got together. And the reason I was so sure, because I was like, I mean, obviously, we knew each other, allegedly. But I thought we met at the church because it was this whole would I go? I don't know. I
We
just
just need a central place.
yeah, exactly. Safe ground, you know. I don't want to get trapped in your house, and you don't want to get trapped in my house.
Nothing questionable has ever happened in a church. So, yeah.
Yeah, always safe.
Yeah.
Always the safest places. So that was my From the Pouch for today. The
Well done.
second song that Matt and I ever wrote together.
Yep. No, I do. Well done. Hit that. From the pouch. No, I really do just remember the first time because, yeah, it was just, you just came in, sat at that piano in my parents' dining room and just, yeah, we just wrote that song very quickly. And I don't know whether it then just became easier to go maybe down to the church from there.
We only went to the church once, though most of our writing happened at
Yeah.
your parents' house.
But yeah,
That first song's a great... That's amazing that was the first song we wrote. I love that song.
One and done.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's when we were really sure we were going to become famous.
Absolute rock stars. Because I remember thinking, oh, this is great. If I can keep
Yeah.
writing songs like this.
Yeah.
Now, before we say this, I just probably need to say thank you so much for listening to the podcast today, because it could end depending on how this joke goes. This is the last thing on our board before we say goodbye. Just a little short one for you. What do you call an Irishman who bounces off the walls?
I don't know.
Ricochet. Not hurting anyone, is it?
Yeah, look, I don't hate it. You've done worse.
Okay.
Far worse.
That's all we're hitting for.
Yeah.
Shit part of the week.
Yeah, I mean, that might have deserved more of a, like a, Like, I could have at least given that, couldn't I?
I could have delivered the ricochet just a little bit more like... I said it as like ricochet instead of ricochet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
You
hard.
got it.
The quality of the delivery can only be as good as the quality of the actual job.
Yeah.
So I think you've done okay.
Okay, all right.
I think you've delivered it to the
Out of 10,
standard.
what, 3.5, 4?
Ah,
2?
yeah, generous.
Well, come on. I mean, I know you've given me fucking minuses in the past, but...
Yeah, that's by far the best I think you've done in a little while.
Okay.
I think.
Hang on.
I don't hate Ricochet.
You didn't like the hips to burn his tongue. He drank his cold before it was good. You didn't like that,
I don't
alright.
like any of the Michael Jackson. We went through a bit of a Michael Jackson phase, and I just wasn't into that.
No, actually, you did like you gave me good ones 2 episodes ago. You did say you liked the one, if people in the USA smile, do East Kilometre down here. You liked that.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
And you didn't like the why did the baker have brown hands?
I don't even remember the
It's
punchline.
because he needed a poo.
Okay. But see, that's making me chuckle a bit today.
So it comes down to the time of day.
I don't think you need to rifle
So
through your
now they're funny. Alright, no, you're not. Let's just go right back here. Hang on, 1 sec.
I
Hang
don't
on.
think we need to rifle through the book for you to get extra laughs.
Why doesn't Elton John eat lettuce?
No.
He's more of a rocket man.
Stop it.
We've got to go back to
make
get
that
the laughs.
today either.
Yeah, see, we're fine.
Hey, easy laugh, Katie. It's the daytime record. You get me when I've got some energy. I'm a 97-year-old woman when we normally record at night.
Oh, just, alright, so good. I might start, if you don't remember, I might just start with
Yeah, you could
Just go back to
absolutely.
the start now.
You know me, you could absolutely do that.
and then just
Yeah.
get one take, you go, 7 months later, I'll play it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't actually need to be in the room for them. You could just pre-record them with my sound and we could just insert them into the final record. If we could do that actually, so I don't have to be part of it, that'd be amazing.
Alright, that's it, eh?
That's it. We're good to go. I've got an exciting gig coming up this weekend. that
Oh,
I'm
don't say
going to
anything.
record.
Just hold on to it.
Oh, I'm holding it.
Depending on when we do this, I might have a really exciting gig too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one more very exciting gig.
Do I know about it?
I asked you if you wanted to come. Don't say anything. And you're like, nah.
I was like, nah. No, I think my thing was I wasn't sure if I'm going to be
In the country.
In the city at that
True.
point.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I'm vaguely remembering, yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
All right. Good chat. Thanks, everyone.
Cryptic munch.
We'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Sounds good. Buddy Bob.